Martin Cohen. 60 years ago, I began an adventure making percussion instruments that turned into an industry. LP has been my life. I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I do this very well. I've been able to spread the word of percussion through various genres of music. And I particularly see it when I relax and listen to other music. In creating LP, I was coming out of a few experiences in industry, working in a corporation. And it was becoming apparent I wasn't going to work out there. I wanted to fly by my own rules. I didn't want anybody to tell me what I could or couldn't do. And I quit. I simply quit. And I began my journey of selling to Carroll Musical Instrument Service Corporation in New York. Whatever I made, and I made things for him to replicate the percussion instrument used in the vaudeville era. You know, whatever I could do to bring in money, but I was never going to go and work a regular job. And I developed skills and techniques and just to keep me out of the corporate world. I first saw Tito Puente perform, I think it was 1962 in the Palladium Ballroom. Everybody was suited up, and Tito was not laughing and telling jokes. He was a serious taskmaster. After a while, through Johnny Rodriguez Dandy, I built a relationship with him, and he had a pair of Cuban timbal that it was in his mother's house in the Bronx. I borrowed it and copied it, made some variations. And that began the relationship with Tito. That was just the beginning of meeting people in a budding, exploding Latin scene in New York. It was kind of like the last hurrah of Cuban-derived music. You know, there were lots of clubs in New York with great little bands. And through that Rodriguez family, I was introduced to many of the early founding fathers of this music. Around 1978, things weren't so good for Tito. And I suggested to him that he come with me, Dandy, and it was, I think it was 4 or 5 musicians. You know, you go there and perform, and you open a new market up. And he found the first place we played was in Martin, Denmark, Copenhagen. The next place we played was the Tropical Institute in Amsterdam. The people there from Suriname, from Martinique, they were, you know, Caribbean people in Amsterdam. They just fell in love with this music. And he went on to develop audiences in Paris and elsewhere in Europe. But he opened up a market for me of customers selling my percussion that I never had. So it was a wild adventure. I went into my pocket and paid for this tour, and it rewarded me with a market that I've never let go of. So thank you, Tito Puente. It was a win for everybody. Johnny went on to manage Tito's tour and well paid. Jose Madera went along and managed the writing for that big band. So yeah, it was a revitalized tour with a new audience that paid respect to the king.